Happy Thursday, television family. We're back. Good to see you again. 16th day of January, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz in the air chair. As we used to say, a mixture of clouds and clear skies, 30 degrees. Clouds this morning, sunshine this afternoon, maybe a few degrees warmer than yesterday. We only got to 33 for the afternoon high on Wednesday, but we didn't have any sunshine either. So it's going to be fairly mild today and Friday, and really for the most part on Saturday, and then things start really getting cold as that dry, cold mass of air from northern Canada is going to start seeping its way down here to the continental United States. Most of the really, really bitterly cold temperatures are going to be in the middle of our country, but it's going to affect us as well. We're going to see the coldest temperatures of the year, both for the highs and the lows. Keep in mind, we're only 2 weeks into the year, but I mean for the entire winter season. We haven't had a significant cold snap yet. It's coming. Forecast details are coming up. There's a nice trade-off, though. Even though it's going to cool down quite a bit, we're not going to even have afternoon highs to the freezing mark over the weekend and into the early part of next week. But the trade-off is going to be sunny. I'll take the sunshine any day of the week. News, yes. Sports, yes. Of course we'll do that. Everything else you need is Thursday. Pause for pets. It is Glinda the dog. Glinda the dog. Cute dog. Needs a permanent home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And if you missed my conversation with Austin Trotty on Tuesday, the broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, and if you did, what the heck's the matter with you? You're going to have a chance to make up for that. We'll have that for you again in the back half of the program. I just looked at the cameras out in the Columbia Basin because they have a dense fog advisory out there. Here's a slide from the National Weather Service. I was curious about how foggy it is out in the basin. In Moses Lake, it isn't bad right now. In Ritzville, you can't see anything. I've been through this before. I think many of us have. A number of years ago, I was driving from Spokane back to Wenatchee on I-90, and between Ritzville and Moses Lake, you couldn't see anything. I mean, visibility was like nothing. That's white knuckle driving. And that's going to be the case right now on I-90 between Moses Lake and Ritzville, and probably between Ritzville all the way into the Spokane area. So it's pretty thick fog out there, very dense. It's going on right now. It will eventually burn off and evaporate, but right now, if you're having an early morning trip on I-90 between Moses Lake and Ritzville, pretty poor visibility. It's poor in Moses Lake, but it's not too bad. It is thick fog in Ritzville right now. That's why they have a dense fog advisory going on right now. It'll probably expire about noon today. Snow in the mountains, it's a possibility, not much, but there is going to be some hit and miss scattered snow showers this afternoon all the way into Saturday. Every once in a while, a quick burst of snow. None of it is going to come down here in the Wenatchee Valley. For the Cascades, it'll be mostly Thursday afternoon and this evening, and then Friday and Saturday. Cascades catch a break, but the Idaho Panhandle does not. And the chance of seeing low temperatures below 20 degrees in a couple of our viewing locations are pretty good. Look at Omak. Definitely going to see your low temperatures below 20 degrees in Omak. Good chance of that happening in Moses Lake, especially Tuesday morning. It's going to get really cold to the north of us. Of course, Omak, Okanagan, Orville, Brewster, Pateros, those valleys are a little narrower. The colder air has a chance to get down right to the surface, right on the Columbia River, and stick around a little bit longer. So especially to the north of us, it's going to get really, really cold, but everybody is going to be dealing with really cold conditions. Once we get there, we're not there yet. From the National Weather Service, clouds this morning, sunshine this afternoon, about 2:30 or so is when the sun's really going to get going. We'll see temperatures upper 30s to lower 40s for the afternoon high. Clear tonight, 25 for the overnight low. The clear skies, no blanket, no stratus. A little bit cooler on Friday. Bountiful sunshine. We're not expecting any morning clouds or fog tomorrow. And a high of 38, 23 for the overnight low on Friday night. Here comes the cooler air. It's really going to start happening Saturday night. Saturday, lots of sunshine, no wind, 33, nice day, but it's going to get downright chilly on Saturday night, and then we go into a pretty lengthy stretch of cold weather on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. We're not even going to get up to freezing for afternoon highs, and those overnight lows will be in the teens. You folks in the Omak, Okanagan area, and perhaps in the Methow Valley, you're going to see your overnight lows in the single digits. So lots of sunshine, but cold and very dry air heading our way Saturday night. It's going to last till the middle of next week, they tell us. All right, after a break, the news. You're watching a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
Beautiful view up Lake Wenatchee Way. We're at 30 degrees. We do have some high clouds. They'll burn off mid to late afternoon. The sun will be up. We'll be upper 30s to right around 40. A gradual cooling trend, but lots of sunshine, but pretty darn cold is going to begin really over the weekend. It's 7 minutes after the hour. The Wenatchee School District has officially announced a proposal to move the Valley Academy of Learning into the campus of Columbia Elementary School. During the Wenatchee School Board's meeting on Tuesday, Superintendent Corey Callahar shared the plan and said Valley, which supports about 220 either full or part-time students, is outgrowing its space on North Wenatchee Avenue. Callahar said the space has inadequate parking, it's difficult to get to, it lacks a proper kitchen, has insufficient restroom space, and specialist areas like a library doesn't have a music room or gymnasium. The district sees the Columbia site as a space to address Valley's challenges, with the possibility that the bigger space would increase enrollment to 250 students by the next school year, and they can maybe even add a 9th and 10th grades. The school board voted, of course, to close Columbia Elementary School last May, and in June, the district announced intentions to have the Columbia building occupied by the following school year, 2025-2026. A Wenatchee School Board member is in Olympia this morning to testify on behalf of the Wenatchee School District to lower the voter approval threshold for school bonds. Miranda Skaliski was elected to the board in 2023. She is in her second year as the board's legislative representative. Skaliski will speak in support of Senate Bill 5186, which would lower the supermajority threshold from 60% to 55%. Across the bridge, of course, Eastmont's school district, they failed to pass 2 bonds. Both attempts at about 59% of voter approval last year. The Senate will hear testimony beginning this morning at 10:30 a.m. Douglas County Sheriff's deputies say an intoxicated dump truck driver crashed into a power pole outside of Mansfield on Tuesday, and it left about 300 households without any power. 40-year-old Pedro Talavera was arrested after allegedly driving the truck into the pole at the intersection of Road P and Road 27 northeast of Mansfield. This happened at about 6:50 on Tuesday evening, and when he hit it, he tore down the power lines and led to an outage extending as far east as Grand Coulee. A witness to the crash living nearby told deputies Talavera threatened him and broke a window in his home before abandoning the dump truck and leaving in a second vehicle. Police say Talavera had a blood alcohol level of 0.10% when arrested. Of course, the legal limit is 0.08%. He was booked into the Chelan County Jail with charges that have yet to be filed. Electricity, by the way, was finally restored in the area within a couple of hours. Chelan County's Public Works Department says a target shooter has done an estimated $10,000 worth of damage to roadside warning signs along the Chumstick Highway. The signs on the county highway north of Leavenworth, they have flashing lights designed to warn of a sharp curve near Freud Canyon Road. They're radio controlled. They're activated when they detect an oncoming vehicle. The county says the damage was done sometime over the weekend. Anybody with information is asked to contact the Chelan County Sheriff's Office either by calling them or via their website. Well, the new legislative team for the state's 12th district has its marching orders. Committee assignments for the 2025 session in Olympia include a seat for new Senator Keith Gaynor. He'll be on the Housing Committee. He'll serve as the senior-most Republican of that committee. Gaynor, a longtime representative in the State House, will also serve as the assistant-ranking Republican on the Senate Transportation Committee. State Representative Brian Burnett, who was elected in November to replace Gaynor, won seats on the Appropriations Committee, the Community Safety Committee, and Civil Rights Committees. He'll serve as assistant-ranking Republican on the Early Learning Committee. And fellow Representative Mike Steele will continue as ranking member of the House Capital Budget Committee with seats on consumer protection and education. Of course, the new legislative session got its start on Monday. And the leader of the Chelan and Douglas County's main economic development agency got a raise, a $23,500 pay raise. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that Jim Kuntz will now earn $260,000 a year as the CEO of the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority. Port commissioners approved the increase on Tuesday, calling it a market adjustment in salary. They said the $260,000 rate is comparable to other top economic development jobs in the state. Kuntz joined the port in 2019. Since then, the port has consolidated from 2 agencies into one and spearheaded development in data centers and Pangbourne Airport's Industrial Park. And in the interest of full disclosure, yes, he is one of my many, many siblings. And that's the news. At 13 minutes after the hour, if you're interested in knowing what's going on around here, well, we have a program. It's called What's Going On Around Here. It's called the Evening News. And it'll be on television at 5, 6, and 10. So put that time aside for you, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, your chance to watch the evening news on this very television station. But if that doesn't fit into your schedule or you're unplugged, you know, you've gone wireless or whatever it is with your television entertainment, we have it on the web. Our news will be up and running right around 5 o'clock on our Facebook page, our homepage, our YouTube page. It's out there for you to find, and it's pretty easy to find. And if you think something out there might be newsworthy, don't hesitate. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. How do the local teams do in sports? I'll let you know in a couple of minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCW Life channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCW Life channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off a lot and write it off your taxes with 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
Sports at just about 16 minutes after the hour. The Seattle Kraken wrap up their 5-game road trip. They are in Manitoba, taking on the Winnipeg Jets. Seattle is 10-13-0 in road games this year, 19-23-3 overall. The Kraken are 18-2-2 though in games when they score 3 or more goals. The matchup tonight is the second meeting between these teams this season. The Jets won 4-3 in overtime the last time these two teams played back on October 24th. Well, the Purdue Boilermakers trailed by 10 late in the first half. They were down by 8 at the break, but they opened up the second period with an 11-2 run. They stormed back in front, eventually pulled away, and they beat the Huskies 69-58 last night in Seattle. The Boilermakers outscored the Huskies by 19 in the second half. Great Osobor, I love that name. He led Washington. He had 28 points. He finished 8 of 9 from the field. He was 5 from 5 from three-point land. He also pulled down 9 boards, but it wasn't enough. College basketball scheduled today. The number 16th ranked Gonzaga men are in Corvallis to take on Oregon State. 8 o'clock tip-off tonight. That's on CBS Sports. On ESPN Plus, you can check out the Wazoo men. They're in San Diego at 7 o'clock tonight. 6 o'clock tip-off for the Gonzaga women. They'll play host to Portland. That'll be on ESPN Plus. And the Wazoo women are in San Francisco to take on the Dons, 6 p.m. again on ESPN Plus. There was one women's college basketball game of note, and the Michigan Wolverines took care of the Washington Huskies in Ann Arbor last night. The final was 82-69. The Ephrata boys basketball team has only won 3 games all year, but one of them was last night. Big upset. Of course, Ephrata is a 2A school. Eastmont's a 4A school. But by golly, the Tigers beat the Wildcats in Ephrata. The final was 60-54. Prep boys basketball scheduled today out of league. Moses Lake will take on Cascade at 7:15 in boys basketball. 7:30 tip-off for Chelan at Tenasket. Nespelem gets going early. They'll host Garden City Academy at 4:30, and 6 o'clock tip-offs for Pateris at Cascade Christian Academy, Easton at Soap Lake, and Ephrata will be at Thorpe at 6 o'clock tonight. Prep girls basketball doubleheader. Moses Lake at Cascade at 5:45. Chelan at Tenasket at 6 o'clock. Pateris will be at Liberty Bell at 6 o'clock, and Cascade Christian Academy will be at Soap Lake at 7:30. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. 18 minutes after the hour. Obscure holidays. Today is National Without a Scalpel Day. I don't have a scalpel. That's fine with me. National Religious Freedom Day. It's National Fig Newton Day. I love Fig Newtons. Chewy, ooey, gooey on the inside, light and crispy, crunchy on the outside. You take the inside and the outside, you're a good darn tootin'. You're doing the big Fig Newton. Remember that? I do. It's National Good Teenager Day. It's International Hot and Spicy Food Day. I love spicy food. It doesn't love me, but I don't care. I eat it anyway. National Appreciate a Dragon Day. We're not doing any of these things. In fact, it's not even a holiday. Today's an anti-holiday. Today is National Nothing Day. Nothing. It's just a nothing day. It's a day for you to celebrate nothing. Maybe for National Nothing Day, I'll just stare back at the screen for about a minute. Or not. And a friendly reminder about 75% of the universe is, in fact, nothing. Happy National Nothing Day. I guess it's an anti-obscure holiday today. 19 minutes after the hour, we're doing Super Bowls, of course, and we'll be doing Super Bowls for another month or so. Super Bowl VI, sometimes called Super Bowl VI. Dallas wins their first of 5 Super Bowls, beating the Miami Dolphins 24-3. Super Bowl VI, Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. It was supposed to be held at the Superdome, but it wasn't done yet, so they had to move it to Tulane Stadium. It was 39 degrees at kickoff in New Orleans that morning. That was the coldest Super Bowl ever. It was played outside. Anyway, Miami becomes the first team not to score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. It's only happened 3 times. They didn't score a touchdown. And this was the last Super Bowl not to be televised in the city where it was played. If you lived in New Orleans on January 16th, 1972, you could not watch the Super Bowl on TV. January 16th, 1980, 45 years ago today, Paul McCartney, his wife Linda, their 4 children, and his band land in Tokyo to begin what was to be an 11-day tour of Japan. But Paul had packed enough marijuana in his luggage that he probably could have dispensed with the plane altogether. He had half a pound of pot in his luggage, and they take this very seriously. In Japan, he was arrested. He spent 9 days in jail. Charges were dropped, and he was deported to England. Paul, by the way, doesn't smoke pot anymore. And half a pound, I mean, geez. I'm no expert, but it seems like a lot of pot. And, well, the Gulf War began. Remember this? January 16th, 1991. Friday, January 16th, 1991, I remember very well. The coalition forces of the United States, Kuwait, France, the United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt began to bomb the bejesus out of Iraq. The Gulf War began in Operation Desert Storm. It wouldn't last very long. 6 weeks later, it was a done deal. That's what happens when you invade another defenseless country. Somebody's going to step up. And birthdays. One heavenly birthday. The guy who invented the Zamboni, named it after himself, Frank Zamboni. The founder of the Zamboni Company, his family still owns the business, and they are the ice shaving champions of all time. They made like 11 or 12,000 Zambonis. Frank Zamboni, the man who founded the Zamboni Company, made a lot of money doing it. Born in the state in 1901. Anthony John Foyt, A.J. Foyt, is 90 years old today. The all-time leader in open wheel racing. He won more of those than anybody else, either in IndyCar or whatever. He is the only driver to win the Indianapolis 500. He won that 4 times. The Daytona 500, the 24 hours of Daytona, and the 24 hours of Le Mans. The only driver to do that, to win the Indy 500, the Daytona 500, the 24 hours of Daytona, and the 24 hours of Le Mans. He is 90 years old today. And Albert Pujols, the Dominican-American baseball player who's eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2028, and there's no question in my mind he will go in unanimously. The second most RBIs in Major League Baseball history, behind only Hank Aaron. The second most total bases in Major League Baseball history, behind only Hank Aaron. 3 times MVP of the National League with the St. Louis Cardinals. And this remarkable statistic about Albert Pujols, he hit a home run off of 458 different pitchers. That is the all-time record. Albert Pujols is 45 years old today. Whenever he came to bat, I stopped whatever I was doing and I watched. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They have rolled out the Cash for Clunkers program. It's great, especially if you have an older house and the HVAC system wasn't built when the house was built. It was retrofitted. They put in a heat and air conditioner and ran all the ducts after the home was built. Well, your HVAC system may be on its last legs. Get a hold of Alpine Air. Inquire about the Cash for Clunkers program. You may qualify for up to a $2,000 rebate. Not bad at all. Still to come, our visit with Austin Drade, talking Wenatchee Wild Hockey. They have 3 games in 3 days this weekend. That's on the way, plus an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Mignotti. But first things first, Glinda the dog needs a permanent home. Pause for pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I have with me Glinda. Glinda is about a year, maybe a year and a half old, and we don't know what she is, but she's small and she's beautiful and she's so soft. And she's a real sweetheart. We have had Glinda for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and she was she was pretty shy when she came in, but she's working on that and she's getting braver. What we have learned about Glinda is that she wants to be the only dog in your life. So we think she would be best in a home as the only dog. and maybe a nice quiet home for her because she's a little sensitive girl. So yeah, we think that just a gentle, calm family would be perfect for her. She'd be a really great indoor dog too, actually, because she's really small and really clean, and just kind of like a big cat in a lot of ways. Glinda is really good at sitting, and she's very treat motivated. I think that she could learn some stuff pretty easily. Glinda loves going on walks, and she's really a polite leash walker. She doesn't pull, and she just trots along beside you wherever you want to go. She's just really happy to be in your company. It can take her a minute to warm up to new people, but after that, she's just like, you are her person. She's super loyal to the people that she loves. It just takes her a minute to trust them. So Glinda is all ready to go. She has been spayed and she's been microchipped. She has all of her vaccines up to date, and she's a very healthy girl. She has a clean bill of health. Oh, and even though she has a lot of fur, she doesn't really shed very much, which is just another little plus I like to throw in there.
Did Glinda get her name from Wicked?
You know, I don't know who named her, but probably. If anyone who meets her forms any kind of a bond with her, they'll suggest a name. Or the person, usually the behavior team, who does her initial assessment and goes through the move-up process, they'll give her a name too. Yeah. I don't know who did yours, but it works because you're blonde and pretty. So if you would like to come down and meet Glinda, we are open from Thursday through Tuesday, 12:30 to 6, and you can also make an appointment to come meet her on Wednesday. We'd love you to come see her.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Who's trying to stretch their budget this January? That's pretty much all of us. That's why Abby's is offering this giant pizza that can feed up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 hungry people for less than $27. Now, that's an Abby's budget stretching deal. Worried about a no-fun January? Not at Abby's. Dine on our Bacon Cheddar Special. It's delicious and loaded with toppings and real cheese. Plus, it's on sale, and the kids can play some video games. Enjoy fun January at your local Abby's.
Elevate Home is the newest addition to Chelan's premier shopping district. Shop the latest from American Leather and Bassett Furniture, add in their on-site interior designer, and you'll have everything you need to elevate your space today.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion now. Now, some of my cop buddies have retired and they moved to Florida. Good for them, I'll salute. As much as I don't like the winters here, though, I'd have worse problems with the other issues that come about with enjoying a Floridian paradise. I recently read a quote from one of my favorite authors, Scott Turow, who commented about those who escape to Florida to get away from the financial and political stuff they don't like up north. Turow said that with swamps and alligators inland and the gated communities and shopping malls in the traffic-clotted towns along the coast, Florida seems like a great penal colony for America's elderly who have been blinded by the sun and do not realize they are actually in hell. Yep. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Her Royal Highness, Queen Ella Stimo!
Join NCWLIFE channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday, February 8th. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Harvest Valley Pest Control, Merry Maids, Together for Youth, and the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. Join us for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Apple Valley Honda. Music Theater of Wenatchee presents Black Comedy at the Riverside Playhouse the weekend of January 24th, January 30th, and February 1st. Tickets can be had at the Numerica PAC box office. The Cashmere High Drama Department presents Disney's The Little Mermaid at the Cashmere Middle School Auditorium January 31st and February 1st, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I think that's a power line.
Nailed it. What the? Are you gonna call 911 or should I?
Actually, we're late. I'm just gonna drive over it.
Afraid not. Down power lines are super dangerous. If you see one, you call it in.
Yeah, I just drove up to a down power line.
She gets it.
Looking for that unique gift you just can't seem to find? Lush Life in downtown Chelan has what you're looking for. With a large selection of eclectic items from around the globe, you'll find the right gift for anyone and everyone on your list.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Well, it was a difficult weekend for the Wenatchee Wild fans. They went into the weekend as winners of 6 of their last 8. They didn't leave the weekend that way. They lost to Victoria on Friday. and Spokane on Saturday. We'll get to some of those details here in just a couple of minutes. But as usual, visiting us with his weekly Wild Talk. We need to actually call this a segment. What should we call this, Austin?
Wild.
Good.
We'll work on that.
Okay, we'll work on that. Austin Dryday.
Wild, we'll work on that.
Is joining me. The trade deadline was Friday in the Western Hockey League. Rosters are set. Again, we've talked about this before. There are exigent circumstances. You can have an emergency call-up or one of those deals if it comes to that. But the roster is now set. You made 2 more moves after you and I visited last week, right up to the trade deadline. Let's talk about the deal we did with the Pats, first of all.
Yeah, so we traded Ashton Brown to the Regina Pats for a draft pick. Originally held by the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Ashton had been asking for a fresh start in a different organization, and we like to, when guys are looking to move and get an opportunity somewhere else, we like to accommodate that, whether it be just playing style or whatever it might be. We like to get them in a position where they can succeed, and Ashton had asked for an opportunity in a different organization. He's from Alberta, so he'll be a little bit closer to home up in Regina, a few hours closer to home in Sherwood Park. So we accommodated him with that move, and we picked up another mid-round draft pick from the Regina Pats that we'll be able to use on a solid player down the road.
All of these moves that have been made by Bliss Littler, Chris Clark, and the rest of the crew, we've been accumulating a lot of draft picks over the next 2 or 3 years, haven't we?
We really have. When we made the trades with Savoy and Geeky last year, we rebuilt most of what was left out from when we picked up the team from Winnipeg. Not all of it, though. We put ourselves in a pretty good spot, but with the trades with Hauser and Isogai especially, we were really able to rebuild what we still needed to get back. And now we've accumulated a couple extra draft picks along the way. They're not real high-end draft picks, but still players that we'll be able to select, we'll be able to sign them, and hopefully develop them into really good hockey players here in Wenatchee.
And Bliss has a talent for finding talent in the rough that most people don't notice, because this guy's going to be a player and we can steal him with a low draft pick. So best of luck to Ashton. Again, they want to play. That's really the thing. You don't want to sit on the bench. So hopefully he'll get some more playing time with the Pats. And we cut a deal with Brandon, the Wheat Kings. Got another goalie here in the big city. Talk about that.
Yeah, so our work to bring in a second goaltender after we sent Daniel Hauser out to Calgary. Made some moves to bring in a second goaltender. They didn't quite pan out, so we got a pretty good one from the Brandon Wheat Kings. We bring in Alex Garrett, who knows the U.S. division pretty well. He started the season over in Everett, won 9 games for the Silvertips over there. Ended up being moved to Brandon a few weeks ago, played 5 games there and won 4 of them. So we bring in a very quality goaltender, another 2005-born goaltender, so another 19-year-old to work in tandem with Brendan G., who's really looked very solid. I know he had a rough weekend this past weekend, but he's looked really good in his start of his season coming out of the injuries. So we've got a good goaltending tandem in place and ready to go for the second half, and Alex Garrett is the second half of that.
As Austin so coyly referenced, we did not have a very good weekend. Instead of showing highlights of Spokane, because we're not going to show highlights of Spokane, we do have highlights of the Friday night victory, because we did give the Royals a bit of a tussle. Victoria pulled it out in the end. The final there was 5-2. Austin, as usual, we're going to go ahead and run highlights. I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in our studio. You folks at home, please use your televisions. Here's highlights from Victoria from Friday night.
Well, thank you, Dan. Great instructions from Dan. First save of the night belongs to Brendan G. Kenta Isogai driving in and denied by Brendan G. How about this one on the power play? 6 seconds left. Sean Rios, bottom of the right wing faceoff circle, kaboom on the setup pass, and the Wild lead it 1-0. However, more goals down at the other end of the ice. This goal judge, he was busy tonight. Red lights go on, shot down the slot, just trickles through, and this game tied at 1. The Victoria Royals late in the period pick one up, a shot from the right point, and a huge redirect in front of the net to make it a 2-1 game in favor of the Royals. Cole Reshney setting up at the post, gets a lot of that one, and gets the Royals in the lead. But wait, there is more. Whacked on his way to the net is Ty Spencer, so Dawson Seitz comes by and takes care of the rest of the work. Brings it around behind the net, looking for the wraparound, ends up banking it off the defender in front of the net and knocking it home. Check that out. Off the skate and in. The kick rule does not apply to the defender, and there wasn't the distinct kicking motion anyway, nor was there one on this one. A double minor on the board, and the Victoria Royals take advantage as Marcus Lopinen puts one away. They would add a couple empty netters late. This one, a long toss. Lopinen with a lob from his own blue line. It went in, and it's 4-2. Victoria, another one. Brandon Lisowski, big pickup from the Saskatoon Blades. Top of the circle, point. 5-2. Victoria Royals pick up the victory and take 3 of 4 on the season series. A hard-fought game by the Wild on Friday night. Not quite enough to endure a full 60 minutes, grab that win.
It was good to see Kenta Isagai, though, back in the Town Toyota Center as a visitor. It was kind of weird, but it was good to see him again.
It was weird. He got a great reception from our fans, though. I know the guys were happy to see him back. We had a lot of fans waiting for him when he came out of the dressing room after the game, and I know there were a lot of folks that he wanted to come out and see. He made a huge impression on this town in the year and a half that he was here. Certainly a big impression on our organization, the guy he's played with. So it was good to see him back in the building. He had a couple of assists tonight. Would have preferred a couple fewer than that, but it's good to see him having success up in Victoria and making an impact for them right away.
There was one ginormous blockbuster trade last week in the Western Hockey League, and this has put the Everett Silvertips on notice. Everett's played 40 games. They've only lost, I think, 5 in the regular season. They're way up in the Western Conference. But Spokane made a huge move, may have acquired what I think may be the best player in the league in Andrew Cristall last week, and now the Spokane Chiefs have an unbelievable front line, and they showed it on Saturday. The whole league went crazy when Kelowna gave Andrew up, because now Spokane has got a seriously good team.
It's a good first line, to say the very least. They've got a first-round draft pick on the front line in Berkeley Catton. He's a Seattle Kraken draft pick, almost made the team this year. Andrew Cristall's a second-round draft pick for the Washington Capitals.
He almost made the
Capitals. Almost made the
yeah.
team this year. And then they've got the league leader in goal scoring, and Shea Van Olm on the other wing. So those guys, they had a big night against us on Saturday, to be sure. But when you're talking about a player like Andrew Cristall, he had 340 points in Kelowna. He's their second leading scorer of all time, if I got the numbers right. And then you put him with Berkeley Catton. They both had over 110 points last year alone, each of them. And Shea Van Olm is a 20-year-old that I think is turning more heads this year than people realized he was going to. It's a group that's going to carry them a long way, to be sure.
Would you go out on a limb and say, with the addition of Mr. Cristall, that Spokane maybe has the best starting front line in the league now? I mean, these are 3 heavy hitters who are probably going to be spending some time in the National Hockey League in the not too distant future.
There's no doubt there's a pretty good competition for that, but I would put them at or near the top of the list. There's some really good lines, especially out in the Eastern Conference that we don't see very often, but this one may well top them all.
Western Conference right now, Everett has a pretty sizable lead. There's still a lot of hockey to go. The Eastern Conference is much tighter. Lots going on there. Very, very tight near the top of that side of the coin.
Yeah, there aren't any real outliers in the Eastern Conference right now. And you look at Lethbridge, who's going to be coming in. They're right in the middle of the playoff race right now. They've got 23 wins on the season, and not quite the same record as Spokane on Saturday, but pretty close. So it's a battle out there in the Eastern Conference. Most of the teams in Alberta, you noticed Calgary especially, have really put in for the playoff race, and they're going for it. So Alberta, the Central Division especially, it's going to be a dogfight all the way home.
Absolutely. A Wild, after 39 games, are 15-23-1. We're 8th in the Western Conference, so we would make the playoffs if the season ended today. The season doesn't end today, by the way. In town this weekend, Lethbridge in the big city, 7 o'clock Friday at the Town Toyota Center. A team we only see, twice a year, right?
Once a year.
Once a year,
yeah,
and this is it.
This is it. We saw them on the road last year. We made the trip up in November, so this time around they make the trip down here. So it's our first chance to see them in the Wolves' Den, but coming up on Friday night, we're talking about our diaper toss. Big thanks to People's Bank for helping us put that on. So the annual diaper toss for the NCW Women's League. We'll be collecting diapers and wipes and everything that, you know, those food stamps and the supports. They cover food, but when you've got young mothers and young families, they don't cover the diapers, they don't cover the wipes. So they go to places like the NCW Women's League to get those supplies to take care of their youngest ones, and we're proud to partner with them on that. Lethbridge is a solid team. They get stronger. They score more as the game goes along. So this will be one that we really have to battle out a 60-minute victory against a team that we don't see very often.
How do you scout a team that you see once a year? You just study tape and do what you can?
Yeah, that's about what it comes down to. You're going to see some really good hockey from the Eastern Conference teams that they're playing as well. So even though you're not seeing a lot of teams that we play very often, you can get a sense of, okay, who's the fastest guy on the team? What line is clicking for them? What are their goaltender strengths? What's the power play? What's the penalty kill like? You can get a pretty good look at a team like that, even when you don't have a lot of common opponents. You don't play them very often.
So the diaper toss, new diapers or gently used diapers?
We would prefer new ones.
No, I just thought I'd throw that out. Diapers are expensive, by the way. I mean, I don't buy diapers, but you got to walk down the diaper aisle to get, to where the milk and the cheese is.
And the eggs.
And yeah, the eggs, and it's just crazy how much diapers cost nowadays.
It's dreadful.
It's dreadful. Well, you can help out. We're on the road in Kennewick at the Toyota Center on Saturday, 6:05 against the Tri-City Americans, a team we know well. How do we stack up? Last time we played them, we kicked their butt, I believe.
Yeah, last time we played them, it was a lopsided win in our favor. You watch enough hockey, you work in the front office for enough hockey. You're going to see games like that go both ways. This past weekend was a game that didn't go our way like that. The weekend before, we had a game that went our way. So no, Tri-City is a solid opponent. They've got some good talent up on the front lines. Lucas Mateka, he had a rough night against us, but he's a solid goaltender. He's won a lot of games for them this year. Is up there among the league leaders in wins. And if we can get to if we can win battles along the wall for the puck, if we can get to the net and have a presence in front of the net all night, we'll be in good shape. If we're reaching for pucks along the wall, if we're stick handling all the way around guys, and we're not completing passes, it's going to be a rough night. We've got to do the basics in order to win that game, but if we do, it should be a good night down there.
And then the last of 3 in a row, Sunday, Tri-City back up here. So we're at Tri-City on Saturday. We host Tri-City at 4 o'clock on Sunday. Don't watch the NFL playoffs. Nobody cares. Go to the Town Toyota Center and watch the game.
Seahawks aren't in it.
No, Seahawks, all right. I mean, so who cares, right? Who cares about that? A lot of roster turnover. You've been following hockey for a long time. You're a veteran. A lot of new faces in the Wenatchee Wild organization. How long will it take for these guys to assimilate themselves into the culture of the Wenatchee Wild? Because it is a unique culture that the Whites and Bliss, Littler, and Clarkey have put together. How long to assimilate?
I think it takes some time to get locked in with your teammates, figure out get to know the guys for one, but figure out which guys you play well with, which guys you communicate well with on the ice. But in terms of culture and just being a good teammate, being a respectful person on and off the ice, being ready to lead a group, I think that's something that doesn't take as long for the guys to get into. I think most organizations around the league, if not all of them, they're going to be looking for guys, and they're going to expect guys to follow that sort of culture, that sort of mindset. So coming into a place like Wenatchee, obviously it's very important to us, but it's not something that's certainly ignored around the rest of the league. I don't think it takes quite as long as some people might realize to get acclimated into a culture like that, getting acclimated into how our team works, the guys that you're playing with, find your way around Wenatchee and find out what you like to do when you're off the ice. That can take a little extra time.
What about the big trip? They have a huge trip coming up. You're going to be gone for 10 days, something even longer than that. Long time in the bus, a lot of time together with the team. This could be a real bonding experience as they head up to Canada. You guys have got, I believe it's 6 games in 9 days? Help me out on the road trip.
Yeah, this will be 6 games in 9 days, plus we'll have the extra travel day up on Thursday the 30th. We'll play Medicine Hat at home, and then we'll go out past Medicine Hat a couple days after that. So it's a chance for the guys to really get to know each other and spend a lot of time playing hockey, playing together. It's going to be a grind. There's no doubt about that. I think everybody on the staff is going to be feeling a little bit being on the bus for a long period of time, but it's an opportunity for the entire group to come together and really spend some quality time on the road doing what we love to do.
And we love to watch hockey, especially winning hockey. Again, Lethbridge in town for their only trip of the year. Friday at 7:05, we're down in Kennewick to take on the Americans on Saturday. Sunday afternoon, the matinee with Tri-City back up here at 4 o'clock. Friday night is diaper toss night. Anything else you want to throw in while I have you here, my friend?
Well, Friday is also a kids and free night for us. Alpine Air has jumped in with 100 free kids tickets for that one. Sunday's also our Sunday Fun Day from Fred Meyer. So if you got the Fred Meyer rewards card, we haven't had a Sunday home game in a little while. So it's a good reminder to bring the Fred Meyer rewards card out, get the ticket, get the meal basket, get the drink for $20, and make sure to stick around after the game, because we always do autographs with a couple players after the game. This time we'll have posters. Everybody on the team will be lined up to sign those posters. You can get an autograph from the entire crew coming up this weekend after the game on Sunday.
You too? Will you sign a poster?
I'd love to sign a poster.
Oh, cool. We'll bring a poster by when I see you again. Thanks, Austin. It's good to see you, my friend. And don't forget, you can listen to Austin call the games on the Wenatchee All Hockey Network on 560 KPQ. Or for a small fee, you can watch the game if you have the internet. And I have the internet. And I'm on record, Austin. It's going to be big. This whole World Wide Web is going to catch on. I guarantee you. I'm going to buy AOL as soon as I can. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Community is more than just a place. It's the people, stories, and connections we share. At the Wenatchee World, we're your neighbors, your storytellers, and your trusted voice. From uncovering the issues that matter most to celebrating the moments that bring us together. We deliver the stories that keep the community moving forward. The Wenatchee World, your community voice, here every day.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Culinary Apple is the place for holiday gift giving. We have gifts for everyone, including our most popular gift box full of locally grown apples, our famous fudge, and cinnamon glazed nuts. Let Culinary Apple make your gift giving easy this year.
You're invited to celebrate Winterfest at Lake Chelan. Enjoy sparkling lights, local wine tasting, and fun for all ages. It's a great time to start a new holiday tradition at Washington's Winter Wonderland. More information at lakechelan.com.
That's a sweet view of the Lake Wenatchee area. As you can see, Lake Wenatchee has low clouds and fog right over the lake. It means there's a big temperature variation between the temperature of the water and the temperature of the air directly above the water. Now, during the Austin Drawday interview, I had a chance to go on the DOT's website. I wanted to see exactly where the really bad fog is, which is, by the way, out in the Columbia Basin. There were two places that jumped out at me as I looked at the traffic cameras. One was Waterville. It's very, very cloudy and foggy up in Waterville, low visibility up in that area. They're used to it this time of the year. It's not necessarily the fog as it is the clouds. When you're a mile above sea level, you're going to deal with some cloud cover. So some pretty, well, not really bad visibility issues in the Waterville area, but it's not real good. Moses Lake isn't too bad either. I went out and checked the Moses Lake cameras, and they are looking okay. Visibility is about a half a mile there. But once you get to Ritzville, you can't see anything. The Ritzville camera, I thought maybe they were on the fritz, but I went and looked, and then I refreshed, and I went to the other cameras in and around the Ritzville area. It is very, very dense fog in the Ritzville area. So I wanted to show you these slides once again. There is a dense fog advisory for the Columbia Basin up to the Waterville area, over to Davenport, Cooley City, along the I-90 corridor between basically Quincy all the way to really Sprague and all into Spokane. But again, the really thick fog, the really heavy fog is in the Ritzville area. Very poor visibility, and so there you go. It's not very fun to drive where you can't see, and right now in some locations you can't see. So if you have to head that way, I would wait maybe a couple of hours. It will eventually burn off by late this morning, early this afternoon. Snow in the mountains, yeah, a little bit, not much, but they could see some isolated heavy bursts of snow here and there in the Cascades. For the Cascades, the best chance of snow there is this afternoon and tonight. Also, the Idaho Panhandle could get a little blast of snow. And then Friday and Saturday, the Cascades will not have any snow at all. In fact, it's going to be a beautiful weekend for skiing up in the Cascades, but the Idaho Panhandle can get a little bit of snow as well. And it is going to be cold. We mentioned this already. There is a very dry, very frigid Arctic air mass is parked up in Canada. It's going to start seeping down over the weekend and into the part of next week. Very dry air. It's going to take out all of the clouds in the stratus that we've been having, which means the overnight low is going to be really, really cold in many locations, especially in Omak. Omak has a 100% chance of seeing their overnight low Monday night into Tuesday below 20 degrees. We're going to see overnight lows between below 20 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley that same time period. But Omak, the Mid-Ohio Valley, that area, you're going to see overnight lows in the single digits because that's cold. I told you it's cold air, and it's going to stick around for a while, but the trade-off is sunshine. From the National Weather Service, we do have some clouds. Unlike yesterday when the clouds never did burn off, they will clear out by mid-afternoon and by late afternoon, by sunset or so, about 4:30, we'll have some sunshine. We'll get up to the upper 30s anyway, maybe bump into the lower 40s. Clear skies tonight, no clouds, no stratus, no fog. 25 for the overnight low, so that's pretty chilly, which means we'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow. No blanket. A lot of sunshine, 38 on Friday, and then we start the cool down procedure. On Saturday, we're only going to get to about the freezing mark. Again, bountiful sunshine. Sunshine's not going to be the issue. By the time we get to Saturday, by the way, we'll be over the 9-hour mark of sunshine, but look at how cold the overnight lows are going to get. Sunday looks great if you like sunshine. Very chilly, though. A lot of sunshine, but cold temperatures heading our way this weekend. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. Start your weekend with us tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye.